Okay, people, let's hop straight into this. So, before we get into the roundup or all the information that we know in terms of Kong Studios figures that's coming out next year in 2024, I wanted to talk about these pictures that have been floating on the internet. As you can see, we're on a 5K Toys Instagram page, and they said these are pictures that the fans have taken, and everything seems kosher on the surface, but just between going to people's Instagram posts where, you know, people are taking pictures of their figures, they've said that the hair is a bit too heavy. Now, it's kind of weird because when you look at this picture right here, it looks like it can pose fine. However, when we look at the feet, it looks like it's like some type of surface behind it, or like wall-ish, for lack of a better term, type of object behind it that could be holding it up. I don't think that's the case, but we'll see. Either way, I bring that up to say, in the prototype pictures that we seen of the Super Saiyan 3 figures, we saw that it was able to pose without the hair, the weight of the hair being an issue. So we'll have to see once we get our hands on it what the truth is, and of course I'll be trying to recreate that pose so we can know for sure if they did make the hair heavy even in those prototypes, but they just balanced it just well enough for the picture. We'll see. And if that's the case and it can stay in that position, then, you know, it's no big deal. There's one other thing I want to get to. Hold on. Okay, so here's another picture I wanted to discuss before we move on to the thing. I'm sorry, guys. But being able to put certain head sculpts onto these Kong bodies. Now, from what I understand, this picture is kind of misleading because there's something, from what I've heard, people are using like sticky tack to keep the head onto the body. Now, that's really disappointing. I was hoping that it was just a thing that you could put, you know, fit the net peg on and, you know, you're good money. But it kind of makes sense that it's a different type of neck peg because of how heavy the hair is. So, like I said, it's really disappointing. I'm sure, like, you can definitely probably swap out necks, the entire neck itself, and then get whatever head that you want to get on there. But, you know, still kind of disappointing, to say the least. But it's not the end of the world, per se. Because, you know, us people that want to mod or what have you are going to do it regardless, even if it's like a smaller hurdle, or a slightly bigger hurdle, like swapping out the neck. But with that being said, let's move on to the main course. Okay, so I'm gonna structure this video in a certain way. I'm gonna show you the actual renders that we've seen. I'm just going to show you the pictures of stuff that they promised. Like, they'll post a picture of a character and be like, project confirmed. And then we're gonna go over stuff that may happen in the 5K Toys Instagram comment section, where people will ask questions about certain characters coming out in the future, and sometimes Kong Studios will confirm and be like, hey, that'll be next year. So first on the screen, Future Gohan and Ultimate Gohan, just the head renders. Now for Future Gohan, as you can see, we have the full body renders here, and of course we have the full body render of Super Saiyan 2 Goku and the standard Gi. Now, one thing I want to say is that as it is now, these are renders that have been shown, but no confirmed dates on them. So they could potentially release anytime next year. We don't really know. It's all touch and go at this point. But renders nonetheless, it's still fun to look at, fun to wonder when it will actually come out. Here we have Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Now there's a bunch of Vegeta figures that's scheduled to release next year. We have the Super Saiyan 3 shirtless Vegeta, right? Okay, that's how he scales next to the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which, of course, as you've seen in the beginning of the video, we're finally getting those first set of Super Saiyan 3s in, and they're looking immaculate. A lot of people I see are wishing that they had ordered it, but, you know, take it as a lesson. Next time, you know, be on the pre-order. And I think that Kong doesn't, is still around, God willing. Next time they have a huge pre-order, like for example, I know at the end of the year, and I guess there's spoilers for the video, but at the end of the year, there's a Super Saiyan 4 Broly and Super Saiyan 5 Broly are supposed to be going up for pre-order at the end of the year. So, like, a heavy hitting character like that, you know people gonna love that. So it would behoove us, especially us that have been regretted in the past, to hop on that when that does happen. Of course, this is one of the pre-orders that happened most recently, Time Breaker Goku Black, and they sold out pretty fast. I think they sold out that same weekend. So the weekend that they went up, they sold out. Like, they didn't make it past those 3 days. Or maybe they did. But they sold out pretty fast, I have to say. They sold out pretty fast. This is confirmed. Originally, I believe it was supposed to come out the end of the year, but then they pushed it back to next year in Q1. So that'll be January, February, March, that time range. Is April? No. I had it right. January, February, March. Here's a full body render of Vegeta. Now, of course, this is a little bit old, but what they showing us is he has half his armor torn off. So Vegeta's gonna have a whole bunch of different variations to him next year. It's not even gonna be funny, you know? Things definitely to look out for. We're gonna be Vegeta'd out next year. So another render of Vegeta, and of course we have the Dragon Ball Heroes Vegeta. Would this be Time Breaker Vegeta? Don't quote me on that. I don't know the specific name of this Vegeta. Or is this Xeno Vegeta with the mask? Either way, you can definitely look forward to this one. This is the most recent render that we've gotten from Kong, so definitely look forward to this. But as I said, there's just this portion of the video. So as I was saying before, here's some pictures where, okay, as you can see, I took a screenshot from the 5K Toys Instagram page, and it says decided by Kong Custom. So Super Saiyan 4 Broly and Super Saiyan 5 Broly. Now, one thing I wanted to say about these pictures is that I was kind of hoping that the Super Saiyan 5 Broly would be that same build, but I'm doubtful, because that is Toyotaro artwork back when it was called Toyobu. And on top of that, they have a tendency to show pictures of what they're gonna make, but then do their own artwork for it, or they'll change up the artwork that they're basing it on. So I say that to say, like, Super Saiyan 4 Broly and Super Saiyan 5 Broly will probably use the same mold. I'll be shocked if they actually did it different molds, like have Super Saiyan 4 Broly be as big as he is there, and then have him being a bit more slimmed down in that Super Saiyan 5 picture. But let's move forward. Of course, this is like the craziest one to me. Decided by Kong. This is supposed to be Sun Wukong Goku, basically. This is what I would imagine like an end of series Goku would be like. This is completely original. We haven't seen anything like this before. In terms of, like, just, it's one thing to pull from fan fiction, it's one thing to pull from heroes. This is just straight up fan artwork, you know? And I guess you could say the same thing about fan fiction, but it's different. But let's move forward. This in particular opens up all types of possibilities. Of course, from the Facebook page, and oh yeah, I was supposed to put that, maybe I'll put it in, I'll put it on the screen now. Join the Facebook group, because they might reveal what their plans are here. As you can see, admin, Trunks is in plan on next year. So, he's in the plan next year. And they already basically have a mold for him, so maybe make some adjustments with what they want to do with him. And it's easy money. And of course, the most recent reveal, which I talked about, a couple days ago? Cumber and Dark Super Saiyan 4 Broly. As you can see, the lineup is completely stacked. It's kind of unfair. I'm hoping that Kong Studios stays around long enough. Now, you heard me talk about that earlier. Maybe I'll dedicate a full video to it. But I remember I was talking to my guy Sai and Burst. And Sai put forth that Kong is apparently supposed to appear, Kong Studios is not supposed to appear at PowerCon. Now, I don't know much about PowerCon, but I do know that it has the word con in it. So any type of con or convention thing, I think it's a bit bold for a third-party company to show up and at least show. Now, if they just show off some other things that's not Dragon Ball, okay, I guess it's fine. But if they show off Dragon Ball merchandise at a convention and they don't have the official license, I feel like that's stepping past the bound. You're already pushing it by not having a license to show up at a convention. I don't know, man. I think it's pushing it. Just my opinion, but we'll see how all that goes. Hopefully, nothing, no type of cease and desist. I hope Kong goes on for the long haul, because I think they, in a way, inadvertently helped Tamashii to move forward faster. And maybe I'll do a whole discussion video separate to that, why I think that. But let's move forward. Okay, so now we in the comment section. Now, what do I mean by that? Sometimes when you check the 5K Toys comment section, people, especially when it comes to the Kong Studio posts, people will ask about certain things. Like, oh, can we expect this character? Or can we expect that character? Or can we expect this form or that form? And in this case, you see on the screen, it says Zycor from Kong. That's an AF figure I would imagine everyone wants. They say next year. This is all touch and go to me. Like, we'll see it when it happens. Because, well, I guess why would they respond, yeah, next year, if it wasn't actually coming out next year? But we'll see. I only say that because there's a lot of stuff that they seem to have coming out next year. And, it could get a little hectic. But at the same time, a lot of that stuff is likely using the Goku mold. Like, as we've seen with Future Gohan and the Super Saiyan 2 Goku, all that is using the same mold. Zycor is basically going to use that same mold, except he's going to have a new head sculpt. Because it's the same Goku Gi, except it's green. So, take that as you will. Here we have somebody asking, I think this person is subscribed to the channel, by the way. Can you give us a Super Saiyan 5 Vegeta? Well, and they say, well, maybe, but at least not this year. After Goku Black 3.0, we've seen that just went up for pre-order, what, like 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago? The next big series is Broly series. Several Broly will open for pre-order at the end of the year. So, we already went through the Broly that they teased in the picture section of this video. There we go. But this was really to talk about Super Saiyan 5 Vegeta. I think that would be a very nice release to have to go along with your Super Saiyan 5 Goku, which is coming out in October. The AF version, not the Xeno version. So for this last part, somebody asked, or rather they made a statement. I think an Ultra series or what if series would be epic. Just some ideas here. Beast Super Saiyan 5 Gohan, Super Saiyan God Trunks, Super Saiyan 4 Ultra Ego Vegeta, Ultra Vegito, Akaishin Beerus, Super Saiyan 4 Broly, but Dragon Ball Super Broly. They say next year, had to finish the Broly series this year. So I'm almost certain that not all of that is going to be made. However, they're saying next year there's definitely space for some of these things to be made, especially like something like Super Saiyan God Trunks. Now, Super Saiyan 4 Ultra Ego Vegeta, that's possible. Who knows? Like a lot of that stuff, I'm sure is possible. Ultra Vegeta, I'm sure is possible, because that's just a fan thing that's just been going around in the fandom. But I don't expect a lot of that to be released, especially with all the stuff and ideas that they may have for themselves to release. So we'll see in terms of the comment section stuff what is actually released. I don't have a whole bunch of, like, Zycor I could see being made, because if you go to the Facebook group where they sometimes announce stuff, as I've said previously in the video, Zycor is the banner picture for the group. So I think that's more of a less if and more when type of thing. But with that being said, that's the end of this video. Until next time, and of course, as always, thank you guys for watching and supporting. Peace.